Hello, good morning, welcome. This is Glasgow Rangers Nation. I'm Owen James. This is all your latest Rangers news. Guys, we're going to talk about a winger that is on the verge, apparently, of becoming Rangers' sixth summer signing. Count them: 6 summer signings and more to come. I do not think this is the end of the business, guys. What a window so far. I mean, look, when we sat there a few weeks ago, we were like, oh, God, no business has been done. It's worrying times. No one's come in. Oh, my goodness me. Are we going to go into the Panathinaikos game with the same squad that we kind of ended the season? Some absolutely god-awful players. Is that the way it's going to be? And I think we all had a bit of a meltdown, didn't we? And I remember finishing the podcast on the Sunday saying, you know, if we're sat here in a week's time and we haven't signed anybody, that's the time to start the panicking. That's the time to start the worrying. Well, 6 names have come through. Well, 5 names have come through the door, and it could possibly be 6 very soon. This is something that has been reported in multiple sources down here south of the border, and is therefore been picked up by sources north of the border. This is a winger, and a winger that's kind of come out of left field, if you forgive the pun, of coming out of the left wing. That's where it actually plays. This is the JD Gassama of Sheffield Wednesday, formerly of Paris Saint-Germain. And we all know how good Paris Saint-Germain are at producing young players. Desiree Doué, anybody? God, I love him. He's fantastic. He's not coming to Rangers, by the way, just to clear that. There's no chance of that happening. If he goes anywhere, it's probably going to be Real Madrid or Barcelona or Liverpool or Arsenal. But look, JD Gassama, it's another one of those names that's come out of that left wing, hasn't it? It's come out of that left field because, like Rothwell, like Asgard, it kind of snuck up on us, didn't it? You know, we were all kind of jogging along with the same old names, you know, the Turgemans, the Pokus, the Becks, and those names that were kind of long links and have still remained links to this day, with the exception of Poku, who obviously has joined QPR. But this is another one. This has come out left field. This is an exciting winger. This is someone who has got, you know, experience in the English Championship, experience coming through the system, like I said, at Paris Saint-Germain. Well, let's find out a little bit about this prospective 6th summer signing, this prospective Rangers man, the JD Gassama. Here he is. This is him now. Let's find a bit more about him. So he's the JD Hamara Gassama. That's a good name, isn't it? Hamara Gassama. What a name. He's 21 years old, so he's still very young. He's still very much in the kind of, sort of development prospect. He's still very much in the player trading model. You know, obviously those of us who, you know, I wasn't one of them. Those are people who were out there decrying the signings of some of the older players. Well, here you go, guys. Here's a nice younger one for you. Someone who, you know, is going to be obviously brought into the team to be part of that transfer trading model, isn't he? Hopefully, you know, in a couple of years' time, this guy's going to be worth a substantial amount of cash. He's slightly under 6 foot, at 1.77 meters tall. He is from France. He was obviously got French citizenship, but he's also got citizenship with the African nation of Mauritania. I always thought that was a made-up name or a name of a ship. Oh, that's the Lusitania, isn't it? There you go. He's a left winger, but he's right-footed, so he's not one of those inverted wingers that likes to cut in on his right foot. So theoretically, he could actually play right side and be right-footed and do that really weird thing that not many people seem to do these days, which is go outside and put the ball in the back of the box, put the ball in the box from out wide, rather than cut in and shoot. Weird. He is represented by the BS International Group. Let's hope that's not the bullshit International Group. He plays for Sheffield Wednesday. He's under contract until 2026, when he has a year left on his deal. Sheffield Wednesday are thought to be ready to do business, so they don't lose him for nothing at the end of this coming season. Let's find out some of his stats, shall we? The JD Gassama. Here he is. So he started his youth career with Brest. I mean, let's face it. I'm not actually going to go there. I'm not actually going. I was going to go somewhere with a bit of a joke about Brest, but I'm not going to go there with Brest. Okay, you know, I'm sure you're all now concocting your own jokes, and I'm sure some of them will appear in the comments. Please behave yourselves. We have females watching this show, so you know, let's show a little bit of decorum, guys. But, you know, I'm sure you can do your own jokes. I had a few, but I'm not going to go there. I'm going to show some class. But then, obviously, he came through the youth system at Paris Saint-Germain, represent the under-17s, the under-19s. He had some loan terms, went on loan, went back to Paris Saint-Germain, that then was sold to Sheffield Wednesday for just over €1 million. probably about £1.5 million. He has played, he's played obviously a lot of his career with Sheffield Wednesday. That's whether he's played the majority of his games. But if you look at his stats there, he's played with Paris Saint-Germain's B team. He did play for Paris Saint-Germain once. He played 8 times in the youth league for them, scoring 5 goals and 2 assists, which are pretty good numbers, at youth level. He played for KAS Eupen in Belgium, making 20 appearances, 2 goals, 1 assist. He played for PSG's under-19s, where he had a lot of success, 23 goals in 33 games and 7 assists, 30 goal contributions in 33 from the left side of the attack. However, then he moved to Sheffield Wednesday. Now, Sheffield Wednesday, let's kind of, if anyone looks at those stats and go, well, they're rubbish stats, let's just explain something to you. Sheffield Wednesday have really fundamentally struggled in the Championship, and Sheffield Wednesday as a team are going through a very difficult spell. That their owner has put them in a very difficult position. The club is struggling. The club is not in a great place at this moment in time. It's certainly not the Sheffield Wednesday you may remember getting to FA Cup and Coca-Cola Cup when it was such. The Carabao Cup was called the Coca-Cola Cup for those of you who are not of a certain vintage. Getting to those finals, I remember them going to 2 finals, both of them against Arsenal and losing both of them. With Andy Linnigan scoring the winner in an FA Cup final replay, which actually killed the power. Weird, I'll tell you that story one day. But he's made 84 appearances for Sheffield Wednesday, scoring 12 goals and 4 assists, so 16 goal contribution, 84. Overall, not that impressive, but like I said, it has to be kind of tempered by the fact that Sheffield Wednesday are really, genuinely not in a great place at this moment in time and have very much struggled over the last couple of seasons. But Gassama is being identified as one of those young, talented, up-and-coming prospects, someone who, can really make a difference, someone who could come in for Rangers and certainly hold down one of those wing spots. And let's face it, it's not like we were overly blessed in the winger area, are we? I mean, look, yes, Cortez did okay the other day, but other than that, we are kind of struggling in those wide positions, aren't we? We're not doing great. We're not doing great. Like I said, he's played, like I said, as a right winger. He's played as a left winger, primarily as a left winger. He's known for his strong dribbling skills, progressive carries, and shot creating chances. That's according to footballreference.com. He's not prolific in terms of goals, but his ability to carry the ball and create opportunities makes him a valuable asset. So in terms of his strengths, Gassama excels at taking on defenders and beating them with his dribbling skills, with a high percentile ranking for successful take-ons, again, according to footballreference.com. So that's good. A guy who would get bums off seats. If that's the sort of thing he does, that would get bums off seats. That would excite. And I think in the SPL, again, it would help with that low block, breaking down the low block, wouldn't it? Be able to go past someone, put the ball in the box. Progressive carrying, he's very effective at carrying the ball forward, advancing it into dangerous areas of the pitch, as indicated by his high percentile for progressive carries, according to footballreference.com. Shot creation, Gassama's ability to create chances for his teammates through his passing and dribbling is a key part of his game. Potential, one report suggests he's a tier 1 potential player, indicating a high ceiling for development. Again, that is according to FB Ref and also Total Football Analysis. I mean, I think that's where Rangers are kind of looking at it, in terms of the fact that he is, as a development prospect, he is someone who can really go on to have a lot of success and be a player who's going to be worth, hopefully, an awful lot of money, in the future. Yes, he has some weaknesses in areas of development. His goal numbers and his assist numbers could do with being very, very high. So that's one thing he does need to work on. His defensive contributions, again, his tracking back is again something he does need to develop. And one thing that is kind of a weakness of his at the moment is consistency of performance. There are times when he's outstanding for a few games, but then he'll go into a bit of a slump and need to try and get out of it. So, look, he does need to improve that, and that is certainly something that he is needing to develop. And let's face it, guys, he is, at the end of the day, only 21 years old. In terms of his highest percentiles, like I said, you're looking at successful take-ons, touches, tackles, all very high for him. His weakest areas, progressive passes, assists and goals. I mean, that's areas that he does need to work on and develop. But certainly someone, who has got that ability to take someone and has got that ability to beat a man, which is certainly something that is missing. I think has pace, again, something that is missing from this Rangers squad. So, look, I think this would be a very good signing. This would again be a young player who would come in and hopefully make a difference. An exciting young player who hopefully, with the right coaching of Gill and Williamson and Russell Martin, can really develop and get better. And I think there's obviously potential there for him to get better. So, the JD Gassama, let me know what you think in the comments of this potential 6th summer signing for Rangers. Well, guys, thank you for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation. As always, please, if you've enjoyed the content, like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. It's been a pleasure speaking to you here on the channel. We'll be back very soon to let you know even more about our top beloved club.